Whoa! It looks like there's bad news for Dynevor's time on screen as Daphne. Let's find out if she'll be back for season 3 of our favorite historical drama. Starting with the most important question, is she not a part of Bridgerton season 3? Calm down, guys. A lot of you have been asking me this question since last summer, and now, finally, I've got an answer. But you may not like it so much. In the same way that the books do, each season of the show will focus on one main love story. Like how in season 2, it moved from Daphne to Viscount Anthony Bridgerton. But Daphne did stick around to watch Anthony look for a wife. With Colin Bridgerton's relationship with Penelope Featherington continuing in season 3 as part of the show's formula, I was confused about Dynevor's role in the next season. I remember previously the new showrunner, Jess Brownell, said that the show wants to keep track of all of the Bridgerton siblings, including Daphne. She said that Bridgerton has become what it is because of the times when the whole family is together. So Daphne, Anthony, and Kate were expected to show up at least a little bit. She didn't say how much time the characters would get on screen though, so the fact that her comments don't match up with Dynevor's interview answer might just be a matter of words. Even though Daphne mightn't show up often in season 3 of Bridgerton, she'll be in the background of 1 or 2 shots. And who knows, maybe we'll get to hear her voice during the season. But then, if she won't be there anymore, what does her reduced role mean for the upcoming season? I know, this update is a little disappointing, but it's not all that surprising. After being the main focus of season 1, we didn't see her play a big part in season 2, and now that the new season is coming up, it makes sense that she'll have less of an effect on the show's plot as time moves on from her season. As we know already, Colin and Penelope will be the focus of season 3, so Daphne won't have much to do with their relationship. But Eloise, on the other hand, is likely to have a bigger role, since the end of season 2 hurt her friendship with Penelope. Though, I still really want the elder sister back, even if it's in short bursts in the future. And don't you think bringing her back would make the show stay more consistent and familiar? I mean, she was the reason, other than Simon Bassett of course, that fans loved season 1 the most. Oh, and speaking of the sexy Duke, will Simon Bassett get recast too later in the show? Because each season focuses on a different Bridgerton siblings' love story, the pros of the way the story is set up allow characters who were once important to take a back seat. The guy isn't a Bridgerton sibling, and even though he's close to both Daphne and Anthony, which makes it strange that he isn't in the story, Bridgerton future seasons can work even if Paige never comes back, which he has said he won't do. And as much as I loved seeing him on the show, it's understandable because he isn't as important to the story anymore. Plus, now that he lives super far away from London, he doesn't have to interact with the Ton as much as he did in season 1, and it looks like his presence will become even less important as Bridgerton moves away from the older sibling stories and focuses on the younger ones. And no kidding, I'll miss some things about Simon, especially when it comes to Daphne's future storylines, but that's not something the writers can't handle. The writing team for the Netflix show has already shown that they can work around problems caused by actors' schedules. For example, Francesca Bridgerton disappeared without a word of explanation at the beginning of season 2. And now that Simon is out of the spotlight, future seasons of Bridgerton can go on without any problems. So don't be disappointed yet. There are some new recasts we may get to see. We might see a new Philip Crane when the new season starts. This amazing Regency-era drama knows exactly how to use the love story of each sibling to set up the next one. Like how Colin and Penelope's love story was set up in the 2nd season, and Benedict's love interest is likely to show up in the 3rd season, which is now being made. Now, although Eloise's love story won't start until the 3rd book, the Netflix show may change who she ends up with. In her book, To Sir Philip with Love, Eloise is a 28-year-old single woman who falls in love with Sir Philip Crane after his sick wife, Marina Thompson, dies and leaves him with children to care for. I noticed how Chris Fulton is introduced in the first season and shows up only twice in the show, so I don't know much about him, except that after his brother died, he chose to marry Marina. And since a lot of us haven't connected with Fulton's character yet, there's a chance Netflix may recast the role. Fulton and Claudia Jessie haven't been in any scenes together, so it's not clear if they have any chemistry. And if I'm being honest, then I'm not sure how I feel about this, because it's gonna be weird if the two characters are put together even before they know each other. Also, since Fulton hasn't had much to do, he may decide to take on other work, which would make it impossible for him to keep playing Philip in the coming seasons. Guess we're just gonna have to wait to find out. But yeah, while we wait on that, there might be some other recast in store too. Hyacinth and Gregory's recast may be due to time jumps. It's In His Kiss is the 7th book of the series, which tells Hyacinth's story. She meets Gareth St. Clair, the grandson of Lady Danbury, and falls in love with him. And then, in the book, On the Way to the Wedding, Gregory's love story is the main focus. The guy's a true romantic who thinks that love can happen at first sight. And it's not so surprising when he falls in love with Miss Hermione Watson. Sadly, that love may be unrequited. She has her sights set on someone else, so Hermione's best friend, Lady Lucinda Abernathy, decides to work with Gregory to win her friend over. But it comes with a twist. Gregory and Lucinda fall in love with each other out of the blue, but sadly, Lucinda is already promised to someone else. Now, it's too early to try to guess who will play the love interest of these two Bridgerton siblings, but because the story moves so quickly, the Netflix show may decide to make the Bridgerton siblings older quickly and find new actors to play their roles. Damn! Can you imagine someone else playing them? As of now, Hyacinth is played by Florence Hunt, and Gregory is played by Will Tilston. And since both actors are very young, by the time their books came out on TV, they mightn't be old enough to play adult roles. So, the show won't have a choice but to use older, more experienced actors. I'm already curious to know who it might be. Well then, it turns out we really won't be seeing Daphne again in the show. What are your thoughts on this? See you in the next one.